kick it. Let's kick it. How you doing, Jeff? Let's kick it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just kick it. how you doing? Let's kick it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, I will. Appreciate it. Hey, Doc, how are you? Sorry about earlier, you know, this, I gotta check into this. When the damn phone rings and I'm doing a live, it cuts it off. And like I was doing 35 miles an hour on an icy expressway that had been closed. So, you know, I couldn't turn it back on. I just waited till I stopped again. And I wonder if there's a setting for that. I don't know why it's doing that. The other one, and I declined the call. The other one, it used to ring, and whether you answered or whether you didn't, it didn't interrupt the chat. Anybody know anything about that on a Android? I don't think it'd be a YouTube setting. I don't want my damn chats interrupted. Just kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Hey Rita, how you doing? This is my old college stomping ground. "44 years ago I graduated, this upcoming spring." Hey Mary. And I said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm back. Yeah. I'm back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ypsilanti, yep. Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, right on the border there. I stopped at that Middle Eastern restaurant. Wasn't that great. It looks good, but it wasn't that good. It was good. I'd say average. Shrimp were a little dry. Pita bread was dry. They kind of rushed me. I got there 35 minutes before they closed, and it's like, to go? It's like, no, not to go. And it's like, oh, okay, I was the only guy in there, you know, guys cleaning around me. And then he comes up to me, well, a quarter till, he said, I'm going to need to cash you out now because I only have till 10 to do that. He said, but you got 15 minutes. It's just like, man, this is just like rude. No wonder there's nobody here. Hey, Doc, you kicking it? Know what I'm saying? Man, it was, I haven't been on highways like that in a long time. You know, I don't really mind. I look forward to bad weather when I'm driving the right vehicle. I'm not, this has new tires on it, but they're all seasoned, and it's, when I pulled out of my driveway, it wasn't just me, it was my neighbor. Two-wheel drive, I couldn't move at all, and it was flat. So I thought, I don't know about this. Then they closed the expressway from some accident. And then I waited till the state cop got out of the way, and I got on, and I drove 35 miles an hour for the first 47 miles. And then it clicked up to 34 degrees, then 35, 36, and now I'm in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti. It's 39. Hey, J-Bo. You know, we got absolutely terrible weather in Crawfordville. I had a couple people call me, and I talked to Marty. He said he's never seen rain like that. And Rita tipped me off. I was going to go a new way and cut down, well, not totally new way. When I went and visited J-Bo, I kind of went that way. But I just didn't feel like messing with it today. And Rita told me that Gatlinburg's flooded. So, you know, this is just a crappy trip. I'm tired. I left late. That's why I got something to eat there. It's like, what the fuck, you know? So I got an all-night drive, and I'll be getting to Atlanta, I would say probably around 10 in the morning. And that's good, because I don't want to take the chance of going through that flooded Gatlinburg. And if you've ever been to Gatlinburg, I mean, you know, it's whitewater rafting everywhere. I mean, that's part of the beauty, is these little waterfalls and the water and the rocks. So I don't doubt that they're underwater. But we're supposed to get nailed again with these crazy winds and this crazy rain. I guess there's roads washed out down there, and wind advisories and trees. You know, down there we have all those trees, and when you get a big stiff wind, you know, they blow over and people run into them. It's a problem. I don't know why after all these years they would have them so close to the road that they do. And I just said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I got to get back to Georgia. I still got stuff I left in West Branch. Didn't get to bring either kayak. Yeah, I do this all the time, but this is probably, since I've done this living there, this is probably the worst time. Tired. I got 800 miles to go. I got to go through Atlanta. I have to go through Cincinnati. Oh, do not disturb. Oh, thank you. Where's that under? Do not disturb. Yeah, that's good. But sometimes I want to get a phone call, but I'd still rather not get it. Yeah, thank you. I'll do not disturb. Where's that? Under settings? Under what? Calls or something? Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, going through Cincy. Yeah, that will be about 5 hours, though. So that'll be 3 in the morning, which is a perfect time to go through there. And I never do this, but because I hate it so bad. But I'll be going through Chattanooga and Atlanta, which after a 965-mile trip, tired, I don't want to do, but I have no choice. I just gonna be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? I got the pedal to the metal. I've had a couple weird things happen to this truck too. This is, you know, if you notice, you might not, but the center rear window's taped. And when I was up here last time, not this time, but the time before, it's colder than a bitch out, and all of a sudden the window goes down. So I had a bunch of shit piled in the back. It's like maybe there's a switch back there where you can, you know, hit the button, and I kind of looked around. It's like, I don't see that. So I called Marty. He said, no, I think there's probably a switch back there. Well, he's never back there, right? So I looked around, and there's the only switch I found was up here in the front, and I played with it, read up on it. It's a problem with the electrical system of these trucks. So I fooled around with it for a few hours, nothing. I just left it open and turned the heat up high, and after about 4 hours, it went up, closed, or sideways, or whatever it does. So I thought, okay, you know. Well, this morning at Tim Hortons, I went in and turned it off, and you know, the lights stay on for a while. I turned it off, and I'm sitting in there, and like 15 minutes go by, and the lights are still on. Well, usually that means you've left a door open, didn't shut all the way. So I walked out there, and I checked the doors. Everything was shut. The tailgate was shut. It's like, what the fuck? So I started it up again, shut it off, and it shut off like it was supposed to. So now I just went and got a coffee, and I left it running. And when I came out and put it in gear, I got a notice trailer disconnected. It's like, what? So I go back there, check everything. Everything looks fine. I take the electrical connection out, plug it back in again, lights up. Just, it was lit when I got there. I go to pull forward, and it's like locked. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Well, I didn't want to give it any more gas, you know, a lot of low-end torque. So I just released the tension on the rear brake to nothing, which you don't want it at when you're pulling a trailer with some weight. I don't have crazy weight, but I do have probably 2,500 pounds back there. And I did that, and I put it in gear, and it rolled forward. And then I inched the brake up where it was before it did that. So it's got some glitches, you know. And I said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you when I'm great. You know, my eyesight's not the greatest for a lot of reasons. One, I think I've got a cataract again. You know, I had a detached retina before. Two, I've got an ancient pair of glasses. The ones that I tried to get for the last 2 years, 3 pairs didn't work. They just didn't understand the refraction with that kind of scleral buckle. I've had it happen before, which is why I gave them all my records, told them who to contact, and they wanted to charge me still. It's like, that ain't happening. So enough times went by where I've got, you know, shaky vision in my left eye. I got an old pair of glasses. It's dark out, it's raining, and it's like, fuck, man, I'm never going to get to goddamn Atlanta. So, but I knew as I headed south it'd get warmer, and sure enough, after about 69 miles, there wasn't anything to worry about. I did 35 miles an hour for like 52 miles or something like that, with my four-ways on the whole way. Yeah. I got a coffee too. I'll probably be really caffeining it up tonight because I'm tired. It's windy here right now. I can feel it pushing that trailer around. So I'll just be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Deadly Queens. But I've only driven 169 miles, and I started the engine 5 hours ago. Well, actually, I left 4 hours ago, 6:30, but the engine was originally started 5 hours ago. Only driven 169 miles, so I got 800 to go. Hey, Conan. Hey, Dolly. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't bullshit you guys about anything. It isn't like I'm the most truthful guy in the world. It's just, I think it's more of a manifestation of mental illness, because I only know one other guy that's like me, and that's Marty. No matter what the consequences are, I just tell you like it is. It's always subjective, but, certain things. Well, you guys know that I don't like drama at all. And I, try to give people breaks. People get in certain circumstances where life's not good, and I'm sympathetic to that because I've had my own mental health issues. But there are going to be a couple of heads that are going to roll that you're going to realize aren't around anymore, and I'm telling you straight out, just as I'm going to tell them, it's because of drama. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna. So when you wonder where somebody is at, and I tell you, that's one of the dramas, I didn't wait to tell you. I'm doing it for sure. There's no way of apologizing out of it. It's 100% true. I avoid those personalities at all costs. I don't want them around. There's people that come on here and, it's always something. An accident, a broken neck, a fucking fractured toe, a uncle that got his dick cut off making a bowl on a lathe machine. We come on here and everybody has issues. And if people that I know, like Jabo, Mary, Rita, hey, great, glad you feel comfortable enough to tell us we're sorry that happened, but that's the end of it. But there are certain people that come on, and it's one goddamn banana peel after another. And I'm tired of hearing about it, so is everybody else. You just see them pop up and you cringe. It's like, shit. So here you got your own chat, your own channel, and you're still listening to bullshit as if you were an employee someplace and you had to. So I'm gonna let the old axe swing. Not a big deal. You can blame me. Maybe I should be more tolerant. But I don't want any drama. None. So it's going to be walkie bye-bye. And I don't think it's a big deal. I don't feel good about it, to tell you the truth. I probably let it go on longer than I should have. Hey, Sharon. I could stop by and give you a back rub if you want me to. Right up the road. Right here, going under Milwaukee Road. Hey, thanks for giving me a temperature report earlier. Because it didn't seem, I knew it was warmer down here, but that was good news to hear. Hey, Mary, will that do not disturb work? Will that do not disturb work when I'm doing a live video, or just when it's assuming that I'm doing a phone call? I can understand do not disturb when you're talking, but it works that way for a camera too. See, this fucker's gonna need tightening up again too. See, it's loose. Let's just be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Actually, Jabo, it's a better view of Cincinnati coming from the north to the south than it is from the south to the north. Let's just be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Good. Averaging 12.8 miles a gallon. You know, if you drive like a lot, you're pulling trailers, you're not, and that kind of thing, you know, it's weird. You can just kind of know these things. You know, I knew my gas mileage would be better than before because I'm a lot lighter. Dundee, hey Sharon. I can pull over here, we can party all night long. Where she lives, right here, this exit. She's smart enough to clam up when she sees me coming by her exit. She'll start talking again about 100 miles south of here. We'll just party, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad it quit raining. And these roads are perfect. 40 degrees. Let's kick it. The state trooper, I think, has his truck pulled over. Hey, Chris. just kick it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Good night, Doc. Kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's nice. Hey, Mark. it is windy. I'm not going to be watching the chat too much, so I apologize. I'm tired. And it's windy. Yeah, driving straight through. Which usually I kind of look forward to, but not tonight. You know, we're going to get more crappy weather down there. I'm tired. I got a long way to go. And I got to go through Atlanta. It's 40 degrees here. Bad for 11 o'clock at night. Checking it, you know what I'm saying? nice job on this expressway repair. Well marked, nice. Got all this shit in the way. Very bright. Blowing like a motherfucker. See those signs waving? Rod is on the stone. Let's just potty. I hope this damn wind isn't like this all the way down there. One more thing to worry about. Rod is on the stone. Squirrely things, lane shift. That's alright if it's well lit. Go shift that lane. Mommy. Need to those signs blowing over back there. Pass. Rod is on the stone. You got a breaker 19, know what I'm saying? 18-wheelers everywhere. Drainage there. Well, they're not going to like that if it freezes. That dip right there was all water. Rod is on the stone. I'm not an 18-wheeler. I'm an 8-wheeler. I feel like being discriminated against. Going over the Maumee River. Oh yeah. Dinner I had was overpriced. Rod is on the stone. Oh yeah, Conan, I'm going right by your house. I'll be getting there a little late. About 3 in the morning, maybe we can party. These women, they say, hey, if you're ever in the area, then when I get near the area, they quit talking for about 150 miles. It's like, oh, I didn't know you were on. I fell asleep. It's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? It's right there. Bowling Green, Waffle House. That's a good Waffle House too. I've pulled in there a couple times. It's like, what's up? Know what I'm saying? Yeah, hell Breaker and 19. Remind you guys, get off at 24. Put your blinky on. Put your blinky on. Harrisburg, Bowling Green. Here's a Waffle House. This is the first Waffle House going south. Yeah, Buc-ee's. I went to Buc-ee's and get a piece of beef jerky. You know what I'm saying? Buc-ee's. Breaker 19, Dayton. Going to Dayton. Thank you, 475, for carrying me down this way. Gotta be paying attention, man. No shit. I gotta get fuel in 200 miles, which really isn't that long. I'm gonna get another coffee too. I'm going to be in trouble tonight, tire-wise. Rod is on the stone. Ding, ding, ding. 475. Thank you. Party on. I'll tell you another worry I got. I couldn't back the trailer up to the garage doors last time because we didn't get concrete paved there yet. And it's that red mud, which is slipperier than shit. I'm not kidding you. It's way more slippery than like black mud, gray mud. So we pulled it around to the front of the house, but it was an extra walk to carry that shit into the garage. And they just had like crazy record rain down there. Flooding. Look at Tolliver County where I live, all sorts of washed out shit. And it's going to be worse now than ever. I already know I can't get to the garages. But now I'm wondering if it's even going to be too wet to go through the front side of the house. Gas guzzler. $197 miles to empty. Running on empty. Jackson Brown. So I don't know what I'll do. I may take this thing to one of Marty's warehouses. See if there's somewhere I can put it. This thing has a door leak too. Not major, but you know, I loaded it with that in mind today. I got insurance on my condo today. They'll fuck you on that insurance though. because they don't give replacement costs for condos, because technically I'm only the condo association is only responsible for the drywall outside going out and the roof. That's covered by their insurance. But the inside, you insure your building a condo, the inside. So I'll say, well, what's my coverage? It's like, well, the inside, like $40,000 for bullshit, and then contents, right? And it's like, well, what these insurance companies will do on condos is they'll make you think that you're getting insurance and that everything's going to be fine. Well, that's not really true, because when you don't have replacement costs, it wouldn't be anything for a condo. Let's say the worst scenario happens. I let these people stay there for free. They are having they fall asleep watching TV and it just catches on fire and it ruins, smoke goes everywhere and everything's fucked up on the inside. The drywall, the wood floors, the cabinets, the carpet, the curtains. Well, I'm telling you, if you get all that done, that's not going to be covered by what you insured the condo for, because it's not replacement fees. Well, I know this because I've dealt with it before. And I don't mind rolling the dice on it not being insured when I'm not living there. Probably stupid, but the risk is so low. I got people to check on it. But when I got somebody living there, I'm not that comfortable not having it insured. They could fall, they could leave the bathtub on, it could flood downstairs. That's what the biggest claims were in Chicago. People falling asleep in bathtubs and it overflowing and just fucking up like 5 condos on different floors below them. I don't have that problem, right? So I said to the guy, it's like, well, what this isn't. I said, well, I'd like to get near replacement costs even if I've got to pay it. And he said, well, you don't know what they are. I said, no, I don't know what they are, but I know they're a hell of a lot more if the whole inside got trashed than $130,000. Even though that's what the condo sold for, what could happen is it gets trashed. Your insurance agent's like, well, thank you being, a good customer of Allstate. We're always by your side. And here's a check for $130,000. And now you go out to get that condo rebuilt, and the lowest bid you get is $205,000. I know it sounds nuts, but that's possible. And it's like, what the fuck? I had this insured for full value. Yeah, you did, but you didn't have replacement costs. It's like, so you're only giving me $130. So now you've thought you had enough insurance if the place caught on fire, and you don't. You're $75,000 short. You've got to come up with cash to get that thing replaced. Now, this is the absolute worst scenario, but it happens. And this fucker knows this. He's been selling insurance for 30 years. He said, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to insure. Now, some insurance companies, they know it's a fuck job, but they won't give you a plan B. It's like, well, either take it or leave it. We're not giving you replacement coverage. Fuck you if you don't like it. Where this guy was different today. And he said, well, you can insure it for whatever you want. Well, a lot of times they won't let you do that. It's a flag for an insurance scam, blah, blah, blah. They won't let you do it. It's like, okay, we'll go somewhere else. Well, I didn't have to do that today. So he said, you can insure it for what you want. Now, I could have got what's considered full coverage for $9.80 a month. Why? Because the risk pretty much is low compared to everywhere else. The condo on the outside, the roof, all that shit. A hurricane blowing the motherfucker over, a tornado, whatever. So really you got like maybe a flood, maybe a fire that isn't going to wreck it like I just described. And so you're thinking $10 a month. Why would I not have insurance? Yeah, that's exactly right. So I said, well, and this is true. There was an Indian doctor on the end of the condo that thought he'd save money by turning off his heat in the winter. The pipes froze and fucked up the whole condo. He hired some lawyer that twisted everything around and blamed it on the condo association and was successful. Our liability, our underwriter, had to pay to have this place redone. And I want to say it was $195,000. That's because they were negligent. It had nothing to do with policy limits. And it took fucking forever. Well, that condo right now, that just sold maybe a year after that happened for $70,000 less than it cost the condo's insurance carrier to have it rebuilt. This is how I know about these things. I've seen people get hosed. I was one of them. I was part of the 8 units that now paid higher insurance because of that douchebag that thought he'd save $5 by turning off his electricity. So anyway, back to the original point. So I said, well, I want to insure the motherfucker for $225,000. He said, you can do that. It's like, okay, well, how much? And he said, well, it's a $46 a month. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to be in there anyway. And now, in the worst possible scenario, for only like an extra $35 a month, if the worst thing happens, I'm covered, it can be replaced, and I don't need to worry about it. But see, a lot of people don't know this. I only know it because of, doing PI work and how we got fucked by the Indian doctor. And it's just, government's supposed to protect you. And they're not doing a very good job when it comes to condo owners. And here's the fucked up thing. Even, if you have a loan, which I never had on that place, you have to have insurance. Your mortgage company requires it. Why? Because they don't want to get fucked. They know the chances of getting any money out of you if that motherfucker burns down when you didn't have insurance coverage is zero. So they force you to get it. And it's a condition of the loan. If you don't provide it, they can cancel the loan, call the note. They can do that. So, but the weird thing about this is, it's just Joe Blow. I explain this to the new owners. It's like, this is a far-fetched scenario, but it does happen. This is like a rubber with a hole in it. And I tried to talk in terms they can understand. I said, your insurance company, your mortgage company is going to say, oh yeah, just get full coverage. And if the worst scenario happens, you're fucked. They're going to get a check for, not as much as it costs to rebuild it. Even though that's what you paid for. It's crazy. These rebuilding things are a different animal than buying an established condo through a real estate market. No shit. It's fucking nuts. So I clued these motherfuckers in. Now, this guy was telling me that, things have gotten so tight with people, they're budgeting, and when they can pay $987 and satisfy their bank, they don't want to pay like $50 a month like I do. And it is a small chance of getting railed, but it can happen. I told him at the end of the conversation, I said, so what am I insured for? He said, $225. And I got a binder, and he sent me an email and all that shit. And I said to him, do you know anybody who'd be interested in burning it down? Now, let's take for an example, an airplane falls out of the sky. Or one of those doors come off a 737 MAX. And it fucks the whole thing up, disintegrates it. I'm going to get a check for $95,000 more than it's worth. I've indemnified the loss myself. But I'm not going to be doing this long because I'm just doing a favor for the young people trying to buy the condo. I'm going to insure it for what, a month or two? Big fucking deal. Not a big deal. $50, I don't give a fuck. But this is crazy, isn't it? I think it's just unethical. You think you're insured, and you're not. And I guarantee you look around, you research this shit, you're going to see people that thought they had full coverage. A disaster happened. They got their check and had to rent because they didn't have enough money to build because of the deficiency in the actual price of a rebuild as opposed to buying an established building that was on the market. It's fucking nuts. I get this. It's crazy. I'll tell you who's the worst, that fucking Progressive. They farm all their homeowners insurance out to Nationwide. They're the biggest fucking crooks out there, if you ask me. They will bullshit you blind on insurance coverage. Same with policy limits. If you're a broke motherfucker, you don't have any assets, get the bare minimum on your insurance. What do you give a fuck? They sue you, they're not going to get anything. They're going to get policy limits, even if they're low. I'll give you some more examples on low policy limits. Airplanes. You get pretty good coverage on liability. You start your airplane up, some kid hops the fence, runs out there, chops his head off. You're covered. But as far as your medical and your passengers, like $25,000 per person, you can blow that in a fucking 3-day hospital stay, no problem. Look at what that Mary Lou Retton's bills were for that pneumonia. So there's two examples of people say, yeah, I'm insured, I'm fully insured. Yeah, but your policy limits are shit. Your medical and insurance is nothing. Why? Because if it was what it should be and what you would expect, you couldn't afford it. There'd be no motorcycles on the road because you're required to insure them. So they've gotten together over the years, coming up with these, fantasy limits, which probably wouldn't pay for a full day in an emergency. Airplanes and motorcycles both. Ain't worth shit. Nuts. Auto insurance is good. You get all sorts of different coverage. That's because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of autos, it's competitive, you get elected by coming up with new bullshit constantly. And in a place, this proves my point. Nowadays, work comp's an example. Work comp's crazy. You go into a place now, you need a fucking astronaut suit on, a motorcycle helmet, a bulletproof vest, non-slip shoes, fucking astronaut gloves. Why? Because it's preventative. They don't want losses. Workers' comp insurance, it's high. They police the shit out of it. That's why there's safety classes and training classes, and you're snapping a thing on your belt in case you slip. All that kind of bullshit. It keeps it affordable, even though it's still high. Policy limits, that's the trick. That's the first fucking thing lawyers. You see these lawyers that advertise on TV? Yeah, free consultation. Yeah, you know what the free consultation is? That's to see what kind of fucking limits the motherfucker that ran India has. If he's flipping fucking burgers somewhere with a minimum coverage, you're going to sue and you're going to settle for policy limits. If he's a guy with a, $5 million vacation home, you're going to go for the policy limits and the vacation home. So you come in, it's like, hey, Mary, hi, how are you? It's like, yeah, I'm terrible, I'm a quadriplegic, It's like, okay, well, I'll get it. Let us investigate this. This is free. Yeah, it's free because he wants to see what kind of golden eggs out there. If it's a bullshit insurance policy, he may not fuck with it. If it's got umbrella policies, the guy has a lot of assets, it's going to be all over it. If you got low limits, you get settled. If you got high limits, they go after you for everything in excess of policy limits. I mean, I worked this game. I was on their side, for insurance companies. Fucking bullshit. Hey, if Conan, are you still on here? I hope it's not raining in Cincinnati. Man, I do not feel like driving over that fucking bridge while it's raining. Tired, windy. Fuck that. Lucid dreaming. 2 inches. She got 2 inches of snow. Here I got some rain. I got this rain app that really works good. It makes this swishing sound like a wave crashing on the beach. It's pretty damn accurate. It gives you the intensity of the rain you're about ready to drive into. Pretty cool, really. Excuse me. See, now here's another bad thing about when you're this tired. You know, I've got to drink caffeine up the ass to stay awake. I mean, I'll drink so much caffeine to stay awake tonight that I won't be able to sleep when I get home. Usually what I do is I wait till midnight, and then I hit one, in a rare moment, 2 coffees. I got another $7 or $8 left. That's when I get home 8, 9, 10 in the morning. I can go to sleep. But when you're this tired, you just can't hold off that long. There is no fucking way I'm going to be able to just get by with this coffee I just had and one more at midnight. I'm going to be drinking these motherfuckers right up until I'm outside of where I live. It's one of those nights, a bad trip. I got a late start. I did 35 miles an hour on slippery, icy expressways. It was dark, raining, that slowed me down. You know, I went 233 miles, 6 hours. That sucks. Now, in theory, it should get better because, I mean, even though windy, rainy, dark slows you down, it isn't bad on a well-lit expressway like this. It's not going to slow me down that much. When I'm up there fucking around on that expressway, 35 miles an hour. Yeah, if I went on my phone and I knew it was going to be that way for a couple hundred miles down to here, I would have just said, fuck it. It doesn't make sense to drive long distances doing 35 miles an hour. It'd take you fucking forever. It's 50% more time. Rather than a 15-hour trip to Crawfordville, it's a fucking 22-hour. 22 and a half hours. Fuck that. That's why you see the smart truck drivers, you know, there's bullshit. You don't see them creeping around doing 20 miles an hour in the right lane very often. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You're better off pulling over and watching Pornhub for 5 hours. And when the shit clears, get back on the road. Now today I knew as I headed south it was getting warmer, which is why I stuck with it. But if that would have been like that way down to here, it's like I just said, fuck it. Yeah, I'm getting to Florida way or Georgia way late. That's just the way it's going to be. That's just the way it's going to work out. Yep. Oh shit. Excuse me, I'm tired as hell. Plus I ate like a good dinner, but I didn't want to be eating junk food, you know. I didn't really eat too much today. I got those fried shrimp. I think I got a gallbladder that's about ready to go. That's my opinion. I bet you I do. Anybody out there know anybody that had a gallbladder removed? They say, yeah, like no big deal. Yeah, hell, it's not. You read online blogs and you research gallbladders. A lot of those people have chronic diarrhea for the rest of their lives. Fuck that. But, you know, if it was between that, you know, the way my stomach's felt for the last couple months, well, 70% chance, thank you. It's pretty high. Yeah, they don't tell you that. It's like, yeah, you need your gallbladder. Try different things. And like today, I knew after about 15 minutes, it was not a good idea to confirm that, you know, things that get your gallbladder. The things that is weird is coffee isn't bothering me as much as it should. So I don't really, there's something going on there though. I'm gonna get it addressed in January or February. You know, I get a lot of bloating and stuff. Looks like I got a pot belly and I don't. Now if I just eat, and another thing where you can trash your gallbladder is these big long fasts. These people that go on these crazy nutty diets and don't eat anything. And then you go back to a normal diet, they'll trash your gallbladder too. You know, a lot of reasons for it. You know what I'm saying? Ohio Caverns, open year round. Yeah, I hope that rain gets lost, man. I do not want to drive in dark, windy highways tonight. It doesn't seem to be blowing as hard down here. They either got a gallbladder, gastritis. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's not like that bad, but it is. I don't want to like keep it like this. I'm getting like just a typical old guy now. Like I said, I'm the old guy at the counter now, sipping a coffee. Running around, not telling everybody I've come of age. I run around telling anybody that's willing to listen how fucked I got on my divorce. Now I'm avoiding spicy foods. Hey, Lakota. You know, eating Tums. What's next? Impotence? Getting old. Oh yeah, you look good for your age. Like, thanks. You know, my gallbladder doesn't work. I have chronic diarrhea. I can't get a hard on, and I can't eat salsa anymore. This is fucking great. Why don't you just get me a fucking double barrel shotgun for Christmas? It's like you're way. Yeah, Tums. Run around with fucking Tums. It's like, oh, it looks like a good dinner. It's like, yeah, hold on, let me, oh, my Tums are out in the car. Yeah. Now, that's why I think that this might not be the problem, because Tums don't do shit. You know? They don't do shit. No, getting old sucks. You know? I realized when I was up there this last time, I got a whole, this is my third trailer full of shit. I still got some left there. You fucking believe it? I realized, though, on this trip, I came to a come to Jesus moment. I realize I'm just getting too old to do this shit. I'd love to tell you it's just attitude, being out of shape, which has a lot to do with it. But it's like I have buddies of mine. It's like, how many 68-year-old guys do you see out there doing labor on a construction crew? Not many. This moving stuff's the same shit. Now, and I think to myself, like, I pay guys to like load the trailer, and my thinking is I'm gonna die on the way to Georgia if I've got to make 250 trips up and down the stairs. Fuck, when you're 19, 20, you know, you can make 350 trips up and down the stairs, stay up all night, and then fuck for 2 hours. Where are those days gone? Being young's wasted on the youth. Texas Roadhouse. That guy blew his brains out from tinnitus, whatever you call it. Ringing in the ears. Ringy dingy. Got COVID, got that tinnitus. That's how I hear it pronounced most of the time. Couldn't take it anymore. I can't help but think that there were mitigating factors to that. You know? Mitigating factors. You know, I was up there, I stopped in Traverse City, went up there and saw Mary. I went downtown before I went up there, I had some time. There's these like 5 women that are they're playing some game. I don't even know what the game was they were playing. Maybe backgammon or some shit. They were like probably their mid-60s. I could overhear them as I was looking in the philosophy section. And I thought, man, I'm just not ready for this. It's so super fucking boring. It's super boring. Bye, Rita. Cincinnati wants me. Look there, Pioneer Sugar. Anybody that goes down I-75, I've seen that before. Pioneer Sugar. It's 39 degrees. January, no snow. It's crazy. The snow is pretty much all done by Bay City. Through the gas like a motherfucker. Diesel, that is. Only 126 miles to go before I run out. What a drag running out of diesel fuel. I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to start a diesel. You have to atomize the fuel. What's the injectors do? But man, it's a bitch starting a cold diesel. One that you've run out of gas. Diesel fuel. Really is a bitch. I just can't imagine you got your blinkers on and you're out here. It's like, fuck. Am I ever going to get some diesel fuel? So I usually pull over around 75 miles. I forget what the prices were here. Diesel fuel is really cheap at West Branch. $3.52 a gallon, that's cheap. Only cheaper place I've got it is Buc-ee's, $3.23. But these other fucking states, they'll rack you off at $3.90 a gallon all day long. You got a diesel, don't get that, don't get your DEF at Murphy's. Get it. Don't get your DEF. $10 more than going into Walmart and getting $11 more. Their fuel's cheap, but they'll fuck you on everything else. I couldn't believe it. You know, I don't buy that much of that shit. DEF. That's the stuff that makes, diesel's not smoke. It's a requirement. You got like a hole the diesel fuel goes in and another one for DEF. Fuck, I didn't know what it cost. When the light came on, and if you run out of DEF, it will make your diesel truck, or wherever you have a diesel in, you can only go 50 miles an hour. It trips this governor. You can only go 50 miles an hour. So that's a hell of an incentive. Nobody's running out of DEF because you're screwed. You can only do 50. But I didn't realize I was getting bent over on DEF. Good night, Audrey. I didn't realize I was getting bent over on DEF. So I just happened to notice that, Murphy's usually, you think everything's like reasonable there. You're getting at these Walmarts, you're getting good gas, you're getting good diesel prices. Then you go in, it's like, you have any DEF? Yeah. It's like, sure do. It's like, how much is it? It's like 26 bucks. Oh, that's no problem. So you get that, you get a DEF thing. Then I was fucking around Walmart. I look on the thing and there's DEF, and it's like, oh, I wonder what they charge for that here. $14.50. It's like, fuck Murphy's. I'll never buy DEF from them again. I asked the girl today, and by the way, Walmart doesn't own Murphy's. I asked the girl today, it's like, you guys get really good fuel prices all the time. She said, yeah, we don't really make any money on fuel. She said it's cigarettes and pop. I said, what about DEF? She said, oh yeah, we make great money on that. She said, our DEF's $27. It's like, fuck yeah, you do. It's 14 something inside the Walmart store. She said, I know. So you see how they get you? I mean, I don't mind 10%, you're there. That DEF's a pain in the ass to put into. You get like this 2.5 gallon, like, cheap ass plastic carrier with this like 2-cent nozzle on it. And for about the last fifth of the 2.5 gallons, you got to stand on your head and twirl this cheap piece of shit around to get it to all go down the filler tube. It's a pain in the ass. If the damn hose was another inch longer, you know, it cost a half cent more. Fuck with it. God, I hate when that comes on. It looks like rubbing alcohol. It's clear. It's a fucking pain in the ass. Pain in the ass, DEF. So even though you're paying up, you know, the idea in diesels is low-end torque. You know, pulling heavy shit, heavy duty, but you pay up the ass for that. Not only are you paying $1 more a gallon for fucking fuel, they're fucking you on that DEF, which is, you know, $15 for 2.5 gallons. I really can't tell you how much, you know, it's related to fuel consumption. I used to think I knew by driving this how much damn DEF lasted me, but I don't anymore. I thought it was like 2,000 miles a minute. I don't think it is. I think it's less. I don't really know. But I'm like a trick pony. That DEF light comes on, I don't fuck around. Why? The greatest motivator ever. I don't want to do 50 miles an hour. That's why. I know what that means. Just like a pet doing tricks. Driving down the road. Ding, 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 ding. What's that? Oh, I got plenty of diesel, but I'm low on DEF. Ding, 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 ding. It tells you. You've got 73 miles to go. Well, it lets you know way before that. But you better get some DEF or we're going to really bend you over. You're never going to get anywhere. And I do. It's a hell of a motivator. Never get anywhere. You know, it's still blowing pretty good down here. I haven't been able to, oh, it is. It's a pain in the ass, man, believe me. And not that women can't do it or any of that shit, but you gotta hoist that fucker up there, you know? It weighs probably 15 pounds. It's a cheap-ass nozzle. The only good news is they don't have that thing in the filler tube that, like, backs up easy. You know, it's not gushing on the sides and you're not losing it. You know, once it starts, I don't even think there is one of those in that tube because people would just go crazy. So they just say fuck it on the DEF. They just, you know, if you can get that thing in there, but the tube is so short and it's such a flimsy container that you gotta, like, it's gotta be almost upside down towards the end, which is a pain in the ass. That's when you think sometimes, like when you see the rich, they have chauffeurs, security guards, they don't have to fuck with any of this. You go down to Palm Beach, do you think any of them have ever moved themselves? Fuck no. That shit gets to its destination and better shape than it was when it left your house. Yeah, it cost you an arm and a leg, but they don't care. I know a guy that owned an art gallery in Chicago, like high-end oil paintings. He said none of these people are not taking their vacation because they're buying this stuff. Def Jam Comedy Club. That's how you remember Def Jam Comedy Club. Memories, AIDS. Remember a deaf man with one of those cheap plastic spouts stuck through his forehead. Word association, like deaf. And you think, oh, I know what deaf is. It's just a deaf guy with a plastic nozzle stuck between his eyes. Dead. That's how I remember it, deaf. You know, guys ever do that kind of bullshit? Word association? I mean, it works pretty good. Not always, you know. Def Comedy Jam. COVID brain. I'll tell you, this COVID, if you don't know it, two of the times I've had it, I did some crazy ass shit. It fucks with your brain. I'm still not. That's another thing about getting old. You don't know if it's old because you had COVID, you drank too many Dragon's Milks. I mean, you really never know. When you're young, you know exactly what the fuck it is. When you got this kind of Rubik's Cube going on, you don't know what's what. You know, when you're 20 and you forget shit, you just forgot it. You're 68 and you forget something. It must be because you're old. Not always. Now it's raining, motherfucker. God damn it. Great. Yeah. Super. Even though I drank your coffee, I might try and take a little nap. I'm tired as hell today. Fucking million miles to go. Def Comedy Jam. And I gotta go through Atlanta in the morning. God. This is just one fucking shitty drive. And the way 20 is in Atlanta, it's at the south end of town. So I gotta go through that whole bullshit. Now the good news, I'm going through it at a good time. Minus an accident. Def Comedy Jam. No snow down here. 38 degrees, a little cold. Now if that snow would have held off till tomorrow, it'd have been a lot different in West Ridge. That shit have fucked up those roads even worse. Def Comedy Jam. You know, you're tired like this too. You gotta keep cracking the window. Believe me, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. Ugh. same thing every time you get into a car. You know, it's like people say be careful. Well, what's that mean? Not like whacking off the Pornhub while I got a fucking dragon's milk in one hand and my fucking pinky on the driving wheel? I mean, what is be careful? I mean, is it not like getting in the back seat for 30 seconds to see how long I can run? I mean, I don't know what be careful is. I mean, does that mean when you're not being careful, you're just not like trying to fucking kill yourself? I mean, I look out the fucking window when I brake, when I see a deer run across, I hit the brake. I don't know what else to do. What should I do? Be like inhaling pure oxygen, having a herbal tea, using a neti pot at a dirty gas station? I mean, I just do the same thing every time. You know? It's just like I'm not really sure. Be careful, because it would be minus being reckless. I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm not sure what it entails. You know, take off my shoes and socks like Jethro, Fred Flintstone. I mean, I guess I'm being careful. I mean, you know, I got, you know, I mean, but it could be under better circumstances. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, minus the crystal ball. I mean, I'm the last guy that wants to smack into the fucking rear end of a semi or because I fell asleep. Usually I don't get this tired at the very end of the fucking trip, but I knew this was going to be this way. Def Jam Comedy Club. Yeah. Just lay down. Another thing too, is I'm already late. That's another thing that paints you into a corner. It's not like I got a good jump on this. You know, when I have a, if I was on my A game, I would have never got that dinner. It's like, fuck it. You know, it's 6:30, I'm leaving in a fucking blizzard. They just shut the expressway down. It's raining like a motherfucker, it's dark, I might as well have got a dinner. I mean, this whole fucking trip today is a fucking disaster anyway. At least I'm gonna get a nice dinner instead of eating, you know, some goddamn fucking Cheez-Its. I'll tell you another thing you notice when you get tired like this is you don't want to be fucking around getting off on some bullshit exit. You know, you're pulling a trailer, you're tired. You want to, even if it means paying more. If you do driving like this, you'll know why, like Buc-ee's makes it and shit. Because I don't want to be going into some rinky-dink fucking giant pothole mom and pop place. Shitty lights, low clearances. You know, you're tired. You go into these big ass fuel stop truck things. I mean, they're in the game. They know what people want. I mean, it looks like an oasis. Their damn light bill's probably $5,000 a month. But you go in there, you're not pulling into the wrong thing accidentally because you're tired. You can park and not like get towed because that's what it's for. You know what I mean? It's like very. Feels like this is a good place to get fuel, even though it's not the cheapest, considering the circumstances. It's daylight, sunny, dry. You got a light load, everything's working. I had a low tire too when I left. It's on my mind a little bit. I put air in. Two of the sweetest ladies working at this parts store. They didn't want to take a tip. I said, no, I'll take it. First of all, I was able to pull in here with this trailer while it's snowing and not fuck around with a pocket full of quarters in a dim light. This really helped me. And I didn't have a Eric thing with me either. They let me borrow that. Really, like, really nice people. See, what's that? 325. Cash? What the fuck is that? Unleaded. What's 325 cash? Diesel? It's fucking good. right along here somewhere, they really fuck you on diesel. And I'm not sure why. You know, it'll be pretty good, and then, you know, for like 50 miles, it's crazy ass prices. I'm gonna stop at the next fuel thing I see, the next big ass truck stop. I think I will take a little nap. I'm fucking tired, man. I mean, like, you know, like, really, like, ugh. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's another thing. I think I'm catching a cold. I mean, I tried washing my hands extra, you know, all that shit. And another thing too, like you know, I got a lot of experience doing this. I mean, I could pile this up just like anybody else. But like that 35 mile an hour, I mean, I've driven this, but not on snow, and I know I don't have the right tires. And I got a big ass fucking trailer, and I know how the brake system works, sort of. It's like, oh, the trailer's starting to pass the truck? Yeah, I guess I'll notch up a little more brake. It's that kind of shit. That's why I was asking that UPS driver earlier. He was pulling one like me. It's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Like tonight? You know, I'm trying to get as much going on the internet, that kind of shit. So I drove like, you know, what, 70 miles or some shit like that, 35 miles an hour. They had closed the expressway. Couldn't get on. If you look at my shorts, you'll see where the state cop was parked sideways on getting on southbound I-75, and they were making people get off. You're driving like 35 miles an hour. It's like, fuck. Is this thing just gonna like start fishtailing? What's going on? It didn't. But I also drove like a baby. But you gotta be paying attention, you know? That's why when I got that phone call and my chat went off, it's like, I can't fuck with this right now. You know, I just let it wait until I stopped again. Rada's on the stove. 99 miles. Excuse me. Let's stop at the next one and we'll take that. Look at that. It looks like the promised land at the end. You can tell like a front's coming in. Cold front. Should be drier. I bet it's really dry out. See these clear, like wispy clouds. Not much moisture in them. Some of these pilots and loves are like these franchises are not as good. Bullshit stations, but they're using their, you know, sign and stuff. I want to go into like full-fledged truck stops. Another nice thing about it is even the ones for cars, I'm surprised they don't make you go through where the trucks are. Diesel instead of putting diesel on the pumps where the cars are, but they do it, and I'm happy for it. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. this stomach thing. I get the indigestion on it. Excuse me. That wind must be coming out of the southwest. So it's fucked up my gas mileage about a mile per gallon. I'm going a slower speed and I'm getting less gas mileage. Fuel mileage. I mean, a stiff wind, that's enough to nail you about 10% of your gas fuel mileage. I told you I was going through fuel pretty good. I was, maybe 80 miles away. So 226 now, I'm down to 95 miles for our run out, which is a lot. That's like an hour and a half. But I don't want to wait that long. Another thing, if I get lower than like 50 miles until I run out of fuel, it's over $100. I can't stand not filling up to the brim, so that's, there's a method to the madness when I get fuel and how much. That should, if I'm not getting totally ripped off, get me about 26 gallons. Here's a big church thing down here. United States Plastics. What I'll do is when I get off, I will try and take a little nap. Let this fuel run down idling. Won't matter, I'm already at a fuel thing. Excuse me. Another thing, when you can start getting tired, you drive slower. I never use cruise control. So here I am, I look at the speedometer doing 60. Fucking take me forever to get there. I got up at 7 today and stayed up 7 in the morning. That's another factor. Usually at a deal like this, I try and didn't sleep till 10 or so. I had too much shit to do. I mean, I would have slept at 10 if it so just happened to work out that way, but it didn't. I got up at 7. It's like shit. All this shit I gotta do and then going back to sleep. I mean, I wish I would have slept till 10. But all those things combined. Just ate a high-calorie dinner. A lot of stress when I first left. Dark, windy, rainy, late start. Did a lot of manual labor. But it happens. It's the way it is. And it's actually fun doing this when you're well rested. Yeah, look at that steam coming out of those stacks. How fast it's blowing. It's almost horizontal. See it? The fucking wind's coming right out of the west. Southwest, actually. Yeah, see, that's why I'm getting a mile less per gallon. Right here is where you'll notice it. Directly southwest. I'd rather hit it head on though than get it from the side like I was back there. Now I'm going right into it. See, you learn these things just driving like this a lot. That was the first visual clue I got that confirmed everything. It's like, yeah, okay, this makes sense now. Shitty fuel mileage. Windier now. That's why the signs are flexing. I didn't. That's the first thing I got. I didn't see any flags or anything. I mean, it's windy enough. This is the kind of wind that like rips up flags. When you're tired like this, it's nice to just pull into a big place, lots of spaces, well lit, no one cares you're there. You're not going to get rear-ended by some screwball. Degrees, so that's good. See, here's a gas station, but it's not a good one. It looks like a Clark or some bullshit. You can tell the damn logo's not Violet or Love's. It's an imposter. Clark. Pretty good price on diesel. So I hit around the magic number, 87 miles till I run out of fuel. $100 will top me off just right. That's another thing. There's nothing worse being tired. You give them $100, you go in there, and then all it takes is 93. You got to go in there and stand in line again. Like, fuck. Sometimes I just leave. and keep it. There's the Phoenix Rising in the distance. Yeah, here's a pilot, I think, down here. I like them when they're on the same side of the road, too. There's one less curve to straddle accidentally. You gotta look at, if the exit doesn't look like easy and well lit, you know, I got time, I could stretch it out. Let's see how this one looks. I don't think that's a pile either. They put the same, like, color of prices. See if they can sucker you to pull over. Let's see, which one is that? No, that's the fucking Speedway, see? We're using camouflage. We're using the same one Pilot does. They got a Casey's convenience store down here. I don't know if you ever knew Stobe the Hobo. He got road trains. Cool guy. Look up his videos on YouTube. STOBE. Finally got killed by a train. But that was the one. That was his favorite place to get beer and pizza on the road. That's a guy I would have liked to know in real life. I rode those freight trains around quite a bit for a couple years. I rode one all the way down to Mexico once. And another one from Texas all the way up to Bend, Oregon. It's mostly the west and the south and the southwest. I didn't ride them that much like in the northern states. I hitchhiked. It was fun. What happens down here is it's this cloud cover and steam coming out of there's a lot of factories around here, like for some reason plastic factories like that one right there, and that's what it looks like. And it really isn't that red if you were looking at it with your eyes. It is, but not that much. I saw that coming up, and it's the way their lighting reflects on those clouds. It's crazy. It was like that coming up. I mean, this is how UFOs get reported. You know, if you were here, you wouldn't think anything of it. You'd realize that, oh yeah, that's cloud. Those are clouds, and that's a reflection. It looks like that. But when you're looking at it on the phone, yeah, I mean, it looks like the dawn of the dead or something. The phone makes it look clearer than it is, redder than it is, and it makes that cloud mix like cooler looking than it really is. If you were in the car right now, you wouldn't think anything of it. But that's the kind of bullshit somebody will upload and say it's a radiation leaking out of a plant or bullshit like that. Oh yeah, it looks like it. And that's what you would expect it to kind of look like. You didn't know anything. Like, where's that? I can tell you this if it helps you. It's at the 116 mile marker on I-75 in Ohio. You could probably look it up. You could Google it. Like, what's that red reflection in the sky? 116 southbound I-75 Ohio. I bet that, because it's like this all the time when there are clouds. Maybe that's some other shit in the sky too. The cloud is actually like, waste of incinerating something. I'm not sure. It looks cool as hell, but like I said, it doesn't look like that with your eyes, naked eyes. Yeah, it's cool looking, isn't it? Yeah, it was like that coming up. If I get a town name, I'll tell you. Because I'm getting closer to it. I'll tell you what the town is. It's got to be on there. There's got to be 1 million people that wander this a year. I mean, this is a busy thoroughfare. Oh, here's the town right here. Yeah, it does. I know. Here's the town. At least what's on the sign. Uniopolis and Wacapicanita. Uniopolis. It's right near a rest stop. Unio Polis and Wapapikata. That's the town. I'm sure it's something they're making. I mean, who knows? It could be they make like Triscuits or some shit. See, now it's not that red. There's a shit ton of trucks down here parked. So this is like a main thing for something. And a lot of flatbeds, so maybe it's steel. Yeah, it's just jammed with trucks. See, now it just looks like a regular old cloud. Yeah, Uniopolis. Uniopolis exit. There, now it just got redder. This is gonna wake your spirit, Jabo. Put the meaning to this. This is where all the Christians say they saw God driving down 75. It's like it was just like a rising of a phoenix. It was the illumination of the crown. It just came out of nowhere. I was squeezing my big fat wife's tits. I was just thanking the Lord that we were married, legally married. Hey, Anthony. He blessed me for doing the right thing. I don't like the pilots and the loves too when they're too far off the exit. I don't want any traffic circles this late. Yeah, it is cool. Let your spirit rise. If you Google it, it's on there. Here's another thing too. What does this say? The Armstrong Air and Space Museum. Maybe the Armstrong Air and Space Museum. Maybe they're shining some bullshit light up in the air to create that. Armstrong Air and Space Museum. Out there, I don't know what that is, but it looks like a massive cattle thing. Smells something like it's getting baked here, bread or something. $37. You know, I was going to go a new way home down through West Virginia, Columbus, North Carolina, and then South Carolina, and then come around to the Augusta side. But I don't want to fuck with that tonight. They got a couple tolls, which I don't really care, but I just don't want to be like driving through those goddamn things. The last time I went through there, 2 consecutive toll booths in a row. The ladies didn't have teeth. thought to myself, am I in West Virginia? Sure enough. You talk about meth and shit like that, crank and all that crap. No jobs. Coal miner's daughter. Yeah, the coal miner's daughter. Wasn't that Sissy Spacek? I never even watched it. It's weird how it's stuck in my mind. Coal miner's daughter. Oh, shit. Now, my timing's good for going through Cincinnati, because even if I take a nap, I don't need to worry about that ball-buster traffic jam. It's perfect time. gas station. Maybe not. That wind absolutely killed my gas mileage. What is this gas station down here? Fucking Speedway, fuck that. Looked like a pretty good one. 285. They just show gas, that usually means they're going to bend over on diesel. That number, Billy. You know how shitty this would be if it got down to 32? I don't think it is, but I've had that happen going through the mountains before. These truck drivers don't like this wind either. It's just as big a pain in the ass with anything. They're few miles just going down the shit. Oh, I believe it, man. It's windier than hell here. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I can confirm that. They have one here, too. I never watched it, actually. I don't know why. See what I mean about open, well lit? That's their fucking diesel. 324. That's good. That's cheap. That's the second cheapest I've ever seen it. I'm fucking tired, man. Just lay back, put my seat back. I think they are. Yeah, I'm not real. I like Pilot better. You know. Look at there's a guy on a big thing. There's a guy pulling some shit too. He's got a tractor. He's over there sleeping too. Yeah, I think they are. I like truck stops. Well, I love being in the. This guy's in this tractor. He's taking off. I love pulling in, driving in the summer with the windows open, and pulling into a gas station. The music's playing. You can go in like bullshit with the clerk. It's just happening place, you know. It's just so much better than just like home, not doing shit. It's like exciting to me. I don't know why. Like, see, now I pull over here. I'm tired as a motherfucker. And, you know, Cincinnati is my next thing to go through, but I got plenty of time to do that for the traffic. Take a little nap. It's 36. Look, I got a good place. I'll fuel up. So this is like good. Normally, I don't, you know, I don't take a nap unless I have to. But like now, then if I take one, if I fall asleep and if I get up, I'll fuel up and I'll feel like pretty good already, and then I'll get a coffee too. And then I'll be on the other side of Cincinnati. I'm home free. I mean, not really, but like, you know, like the stress part. Yeah, Cincinnati's going to be a little later now. I think I'm about an hour from Cincinnati, maybe. So depending if I fall asleep. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I'll sign off. I don't think you want to sit here while I sleep. And as soon as I get back on and fuel up and get a coffee, I'll tune back in. You can see Cincinnati. Even if you don't catch it, you can see it on the, if you want to watch it later when I go through there. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take a nap right now. Also, I like the sounds of diesels idling. See, this guy's bobtailing it right next to me. No money with no trailer on the back. Alright, thank you. Okay, thanks, Shable. Thank you, Frisk. You guys party on. Thanks for riding along. You rock on. You kick it. Anybody else I missed? CLA. You're still on there. Party too. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit. Heidi.